here. Now let me see if he's here. He should be here somewhere. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. There he is. And here we go. Hopefully.
I made it.
Is. He made it.
Oye.
Okay.
True Cuban time.
True Cuban time. That's what it's all about. We're eating Cuban Guys, Cuban time. It's
Cuban Guys.
I know. I was telling them. I showed them that I'm about to eat this. Okay. First of all, this is the Burger Beast doubly. It's the double burger, but it is a caballo. It has a fried egg in here. And you know what? I apologize in advance, guys, because I am going to be nibbling on this because I be hungry. Okay?
I already ate it.
Yeah, I know. You already inhaled yours.
So, to all of everybody who's joining us, welcome to episode. What episode is this?
This is episode, I want to say 110.
111.
Is it 111?
Yes, 110 was last week. Tristan was on.
So that's right.
So welcome everybody to episode 111.
Yes,
we are further away from our 100th episode and the party that never happened.
Oh, that party! I think that party should be like a legend, like a myth, like a Greek myth.
Yeah. So we wanted to have, you guys are joining us, you heard, we wanted to have a 100th anniversary party. Like, we were very excited.
Oh,
it is, isn't it?
Oh,
we
yeah,
were very excited about having the 100th anniversary party. And we were going to have, a stop and repeat?
Actually, that's the first time you said it
right.
Right? You said it right. You never said it right.
We were going to print out a stop and repeat. We were going to invite, obviously the Miami influencers. We were going to have like this big party. But then for our 100th episode. And then you were really busy, so we were going to push it back to like episode 103, 104. But then, the coronavirus happened. And, that shot everything to hell.
Damn COVID.
So, whatever. But everybody, welcome so much. We have been wanting to do a live episode for quite some time.
Yes. We've done our share of recorded live episodes.
Because as you guys know, many times we're like, oh my gosh, what does the audience, what do our listeners think? And then we have no live listeners at that moment. So everybody that's listening to us now and that's live, have at it. Any questions you have, or once we start talking about topics, anything you want to chime in on or give your opinion on, this is why we're doing this. So we can actually have this forum while, and I'm giving the direction so you could eat. But this is why we're doing this. So everybody, this is your chance to join in the conversation. As I think it's Stephanie. Yeah, it is Stephanie from Mamas of Merlot. She's always saying that she's talking back at us when she listens to us. By the way, they are pre-Miami.
Oh, YRPR. That's Darien Cubana. Actually, it depends on the day. It could be neither.
Okay. Well, anyway, so welcome to episode 111.
Yes.
Live. Our show then is going to be uploaded on our Instagram page, but then tomorrow the audio of this will be available in the regular format. So
basically, you guys are all part of our episode.
Yeah. So whoever wants to listen to us then on the regular format can, but the audio will be uploaded like a regular episode come tomorrow. So welcome everybody. This special episode is brought to you by Cuban Guys, and you don't gotta be Cuban to enjoy Cuban Guys. It's more like Latin fusion food. Obviously, some Cuban staples, and as we said, or we've been saying for a couple of weeks now, their food generally is great, but they now have a line of burgers from Burger Beast.
Burger Beast menu.
And it's not that Burger Beast is our friend and we love him, because if his burgers were okay, we'd be like, hey, Ish, that burger was good. But seriously, like Burger Beast, he's Burger Beast. I mean, if anybody's gonna have the perfect burger, it's gonna be this guy. So, yeah.
Favorite item on the menu? They're asking us though.
My favorite item on the menu, actually, from the Burger Beast burgers, I like the double cheeseburger. I forget what it's called.
The doubly.
cheeseburger. What is it called?
The doubly. And actually, Cuban Guys has just joined our conversation.
Well, welcome to Cuban Guys. We're talking about you.
We're talking about you. We're eating
that's
you.
my favorite. I also like on the regular menu, they have like different bowls. And a lot of their bowls have platanito maduro, like chopped up. And I love it because no matter what meat you get, whether it's like steak, chicken, or pork, the little platanito maduro, like kind of, they chop it up into like little bites, if you will. Mm-hmm. It adds that little nice sweetness to
qué rico.
To whatever it is you're eating. So yeah, we love Cuban Guys, and
we've been eating for years. I mean, it's not.
Well, actually, we're getting some questions. What's been your favorite interview? We'll answer that question now. But as we've been saying along, today's episode is brought to you by Cuban Guys, and if you order online and you put the promo code PERO, you'll get 10%. 10% of.
It is a magical sandwich. It is a double hamburger with a fried egg on it. Dolphins at 2020.
So, Dolphin, that's Julio. So anyway, so what's been our favorite interview? So there's been several, because there's been the interviews that we've done of people that we've like idolized, that we like. I can't believe we're interviewing Sonia Manzano, who played Maria for 40 years on Sesame Street. I grew up watching this woman. I can't believe that we interviewed India, who was like a major,
just an icon in the side.
An icon. Yeah. As you're saying, Jackie Velasquez. I was a huge fan of like her records in the '90s. Huge fan, which I made sure to tell her on our interview. So there's people that we've interviewed that we've been kind of like, we pinched ourselves, and we were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we just interviewed this person. Like, did this just really happen? We interviewed Danny Trejo, for God's sake. Like, so there's been like those people, like the celebrities have been great because we can't believe it. But on a personal level, we've also interviewed, and we've said this many times in our shows. There's been other people that we've interviewed that they became like family, and Martha Darby from My Big Fat Cuban Blog,
who it's her birthday today.
Oh, it is? Oh,
it's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Martha. You're on.
We have to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Martha.
Love you.
Besito de Miami. Like Martha, obviously Steph, Burger Beast, Martha of Miami, the Mamas and Merlot are like,
Mamas and Merlot.
They're like, we're very good friends with them now. So those are people that we've really bonded with, and those have been like great interviews, because not only did we interview them for whatever reason, for them to talk about what it is they're doing, but we also became very good friends with them. So,
it all comes down to just like, we still pinch ourselves every time that we get to do this, and
like for example, we talked about this several times. We had a wish list of people that we wanted to interview. When we first started the podcast, we made like a list, like, okay, these are like our dream guests. And when you start this, you don't know how it's going to go. Maybe 5 people will listen, and that's it.
And we're not celebrities. So it's not like...
Especially celebrities, getting a celebrity to come on your podcast, Right. But then it started to happen. And we, for example, one of the first people we interviewed that was like, I think one of the first, like, if not number one, but up there was Calderón Khaled.
Gloria Calderón Khaled.
Gloria Calderón Khaled, who is the creator and producer of One Day at a Time.
Yep.
And we interviewed her, and she was amazing. Then I remember, I'll never forget the day that Ish said to me, who we should get to the show? Juan Pablo de Pachi. And Juan Pablo de Pachi's star has been like going up. He's been on Fuller House. He was on Dallas, on Dancing with the Stars.
He was Jesus.
He was Jesus. Yes, he was Jesus. So we were like, coño, I mean, this guy's like super famous. Like, is he gonna really sit down with us.
Yeah.
And he did. And I remember when Ishmael kind of said it like a joke, like, I'm going to DM him until he responds to me. And he did. And not only did he respond to us, he gave us tickets to go see Fuller House, which that was a dream of mine. And he puts us then under friends and family. So we got a tour of the set of Fuller House. We got to meet them, and I was like, oh my God, this just happened. So, so yeah, I mean. And
that was the same weekend. I mean, DJ being a huge Olympics fan, we were in LA, and we also got to hang out with Daniel Leyva.
And
Olympian.
Daniel Leyva was awesome because, again, we had actually interviewed him on the podcast, but via Skype, because he was in LA. And we would love
to have Perez. We
actually would, because Perez Hilton, love him or hate him, he's the epitome of like the Miami hustle. So
absolutely.
So yes, but Daniel Leyva, we had a great interview with him, and things didn't work out like in terms of like availability, so we just had to interview him by Skype. So then when we went to LA for our Pero Let Me Tell You Goes West series of episode. He was like, oh, what are you guys doing? And we're like, oh, we're just hanging out here in LA. He's like, oh, come to my house. And we hung out with Daniel Leyva to hold his Olympic medals. And I was like, okay. So
this is real life.
So we've been very lucky. We've been very blessed.
Very
Cuban Guys drink. So
yeah. But, and of course you guys keep shooting us, questions and comments as we go through, but now we're going to jump into our regularly scheduled episode.
Our regularly scheduled programming, as they say. Well, as you know, what advice would you give someone in starting their social media mini show with colleagues as guests? The best advice I would give someone is to just do it. Come on, Lisa Nike, just do it, because for years, we had been saying, oh, we want to do a podcast. And Ish one day just literally went out and bought microphones and said to me, hey, are you busy next week? Because we're gonna make this happen. So, yes, we have met.
Bill Tech is a fan.
Bill Tech is a fan. We've met him, and we've been trying to pin him down for quite some time, because Bill Tech
schedule's just never coinciding.
Bill Tech is like the real OG when it comes down to this like renaissance in like Hispanic and Latino culture, kind of like being at the forefront. Bill Tech was doing this before anybody else even thought about it. So he's like the real.
It was cool.
So, pero bueno. So this is the first week that, at least here in Miami, things are sort of getting back to normal.
So whatever that means for Miami.
So for Miami, we're now in phase 1 of reopening, which stores have reopened, restaurants have reopened. Now restaurants, as I believe have reopened, but under
50%.
50% capacity. Also, probably limited hours, and everybody's wearing a mask. Right. So my question, which is, we were kind of talking, and everybody that's listening, chime in on this.
I'm laughing.
Do you feel? Huh?
I'm laughing because this place down the street, Eating House, has just opened, and the way that they set everything up, they literally put like these plastic tarps like between each table, so they've got the table set up, and I'm like, oh, it would be like having dinner, and after they capture ET.
Somebody asked, what place would you not go to without a COVID vaccine?
I'm gonna go with China first.
Huh?
I'm gonna go with China.
No, seriously, in terms of anything like that's mass gatherings, I'm dying to go back to the gym, but the gym, I just don't see how they could make a gym work. I could see how they could maybe make the cardio area of a gym work, because you could have like every other machine open.
Right.
You could even install plexiglass between the machines. I think here comes the fries. I'm not a fry person, but those fries are amazing.
They're so good.
Back to the gym. You could wipe down the gym, the treadmill, the bike, whatever it is that you're doing. You can wipe it yourself and kind of ensure that.
Right.
But what about the free weight section? And
that's ridiculous. Forget it.
I mean, how how are you going to make that work? You can't social distance. The only way that could work is if the gym allows only a certain capacity of people at one time.
But how do you even control that? Because
but let's say that
30 minutes, you may take 2 hours. How do you?
Right, and then in the gym, obviously you're sweating over the equipment, and I just don't see how a gym is going to, at least for now. I don't know. I don't know, and I mean, listen, I bought one of those resistance belts, things, and I'm like having a full body workout. I'm like, let me turn around and do it with my leg. We're doing quad.
Más o menos.
Yes, Peloton. I want to. You know what? The Peloton. I want to say Peloton.
Me too.
You too?
And then it sounds dirty because it's like, estoy haciendo ejercicio con el pelotón. Like, with the what?
I want to say automatically Peloton.
Yeah, I do.
Thank you for the question, Felix. Yeah, I'm like, Peloton. ¿Tuviste que caro está el Peloton? Oye, ¿tú has visto que caro cuesta el Peloton? El Peloton is like $3,000.
El pelotón te deja pelado.
Yeah.
It's called Peloton.
That's like a suburban Connecticut white people thing. El Peloton. It's like, I could just imagine, like, my parents being like, tú quieres Peloton, coge la bicicleta y métela al Peloton.
Patineta te voy a dar yo a ti.
Oh, actually, you know what's funny about Peloton? I was reading an editorial on NBC.com, NBCnews.com. You know how I've said, I think I've said it here on the podcast, that NBC.com, for being a source of news, has way too many editorials.
Yes, you are not a fan of their op-eds.
I'm not a fan. And the other day, this girl was saying, she's like a black woman. She was saying that, like, they need to, like, mix up the playlist because it's all, like, white people music. And it's something that, well, I've never done Peloton, so I can't chime in the playlist. But she's like, what happens to urban music and R&B and rap? So, what do you listen to when you work out?
I listen to a lot of, like, just high energy. Huh?
I'm afraid to ask. No,
I just listen to, like, a lot of high energy, like, remixes and things like that.
You probably listen to, like, Steps, right?
Actually, their last album was so good. Because it's, like, all disco infused.
I listen to either, like, heavy... ASF joined?
Yep.
Well, we are in the presence of royalty then, if Seth joined. I listen to either, like, heavy metal, like rock, or movie scores.
See, I can't do either of those with cardio. Because for cardio, I need something that's going to make me move, not, like, pound on the treadmill. Because then, I get shin splits. But then also it helps because when I'm doing weights, like in between weights, between sets and whatever, it keeps me kind of just like dancing a little bit. So it keeps my heart rate going.
Especially if I'm lifting something heavy, I concentrate. Like it's like the mind. So I have to listen to something where I could focus. Yeah, I can't be worrying about it. So anyway, yeah. So you guys, that are chiming in, what places are you like? No, I'm not going. I'm dying to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Not gonna lie.
I did not expect that answer, quite frankly.
Oh, I love the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, but I didn't think you were gonna be like, oh, I'm waiting for the green phase to go have like a cheesecake.
No, but you know that the Cheesecake Factory is always packed beyond, like...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, the Cheesecake Factory because half of the fun of going to the Cheesecake Factory is getting the menu that's the size of a Bible and trying to go through it. But you know what? Actually,
the menu of Pangea.
That's from
Happy Endings.
Yeah. So, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask everybody is joining us what they think about, because when I go out to dinner, we go out to dinner all the time. When we go out to dinner, to me, it's the experience of going out with friends and hanging out and the ambiance and everybody there. To me, that's part of the thing of going out to dinner. Right. So now going out to dinner. You're worrying about this. The restaurant's at half capacity. It's
it's only 4 people at a table. Like, we all can't go out to dinner.
Oh, yeah.
We're like a group of 8.
Party for 18, you know? So it's like half of the fun is gone. Like,
yeah.
And still, the coronavirus is still such a presence that it's like, okay, so I'm at my favorite restaurant, and there's like very few people here. Everybody's wearing gloves. Dolphin Mall movie theater, no, Minito, that's the breeding ground for the coronavirus. Let me tell you something funny about Dolphin Mall. I hate Dolphin Mall. Whatever. I'll go on the record and say it. I hate Dolphin Mall. I know a lot of people love Dolphin Mall. You know, I always get a kick of going to Ross or Marshall's and seeing everybody buying the suitcases, the rolling suitcases.
Because they're all there to take back to Latin America.
I hate Dolphin Mall. But I love Cine Bistro. Absolutely love Cine Bistro. And until recently, it was the only one in Miami.
Right.
It's funny, because when I, you know, like, well, no, you've gone to Cine Bistro.
Yeah.
You go to Cine Bistro, it's like you leave your car in valet, and the stairway is right there, and you dart up to the
movie theater.
To Cine Bistro, and that's it. You don't have to deal with, you know,
the world.
The world. See, I call the bar downstairs in the middle. I think it's called Let's Make a Daiquiri, but I call it Pineapple Express.
Because it's owned by James Franco?
I don't know. So whatever. So are you guys okay with, like, going out and being business as usual?
I will say, you know who's probably like really upset that things are not fully opened yet where they live because they're about to feel a little bit more restricted?
Who?
Lori Loughlin and Massimo.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. Is Stephanie on from Mama's?
Yes, she is.
Okay, because she was waiting for this conversation.
Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't heard, Lori Loughlin and her, I love how all the news sources say Lori Loughlin and her designer husband Massimo.
Like she ordered him?
Yeah, like
she ordered him. Like, this is my designer husband. I had
my designer husband Massimo. Right? So they finally pled guilty today to the charges of bribery in the college. You know,
you had said it way back before. You were surprised that they hadn't already just pled guilty, that they were fighting it.
I'm surprised they did. I mean, this is federal. The thing is that federal is a whole different ball game than civil court and or federal. I'm sorry, circuit court, which is state court. It's a different ball game. I mean, federal is the feds. It's the FBI.
Yeah.
So you don't want to mess with them. So you want to go in, literally. And I think I said it here on the show. I was like, unless there's something that we don't know, that her attorneys know that clearly exonerate them, I would plead guilty, take the sentencing, and like
go to Felicity Huffman. Yeah.
Blow that and put it behind me.
Yeah.
But until recently, actually, until a couple of weeks ago, with the Lori Loughlin case, the news actually was good for her because her attorneys had stated that the kind of the mole, you know, that started all this, the informant, they were questioning his tactics. And
what way?
Huh?
How so?
Because Lori Loughlin's legal team were saying that the guy, the informant, pretty much coerced them into this behavior.
So it's like entrapment.
Yeah, and that happens a lot of times because when you're informing, you got to cover your ass. So the more people that they bring down, the better it is for you. So so that was part of it, and so the news looked good for her for a bit, but then they showed that it wasn't. So probably her team was like, "Listen, it is what it is. Plead guilty." So the word is that they're going to get 2 months
in jail.
2 months of jail, which she'll probably do one. Especially now with the whole coronavirus thing, I wouldn't be surprised if she does house arrest. 2 years probation, which, as I was telling you, I think it's funny that Lori Loughlin and her husband got 2 years probation because it's like, what, do you think they're going to go hit up a liquor store? Like, do you think they're going to leave the country? Like,
instead of Bonnie and Clyde, it's Becky and Clyde?
Yeah, because you couldn't have any more, like, white, well, he's not white, he's Italian, but, like, you know, like, kind of, you know, boxed in figures as that. Right. But I'm happy they're going to put this behind them. I've said this before. I have many opinions on this because these people got caught, and you know they're cheating, and they were cheating the system. But the
nobody
system
denies that.
But the system. My problem with this is that they made them the villains of this whole college admission scandal, which to a large extent they are. But at the same time, the college admissions process is extremely flawed, and it already favors people that have money. So, you know, you want to go after these people to, like, make a case and show, oh, you know, this can't happen. Okay. But you know what? People are still donating millions of dollars to get a hallway named after them, and then their kids get into Stanford, Harvard, Yale, MIT, whatever, like that. So what's really the difference? You know, I mean, yeah, these people kind of did it, took another route, which they probably shouldn't have. But at the end of the day, you know, if you're donating millions of dollars to a university that you did not go to, you know,
there's a reason.
So your kids can go there. Yeah, that's legal. But then the whole purpose of this then goes back to that, oh, the rich here are buying their way into college. Well, but they are anyway. I mean,
yeah, no matter how you slice it.
They are anyway, because if you, all these schools,
I'm sorry, I'm like licking my fingers here.
All these elite schools, and I know the way these elite schools work. I've known people, these circles, and the way these elite schools work, if your legacy, meaning that your family went to school, unless you're a felon, you're getting in. If your parents know people, you're getting in. If you donate, your parents donate to the school, you're getting in. So you already have an extremely big advantage to somebody who's middle class and below of getting in there. So that's my whole problem with the way that the media has spun this. Like these evil, rich celebrities want their kids to get into these schools. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that. It's wrong. But it's already rigged to, you know, rig people, and it's already rigged anyway in legal ways. So
right.
So I just, at the end of the day, you know, even though most of these schools have, you know, some form of affirmative action, like I know the University of Michigan did have some form of affirmative action, the minority, or not even minority, like the poor kid that went to a public school that, you know, even
the average kid,
even he or she has a perfect 4.0, their chances of having somebody advocate for them is slim to none. Because what you have to remember is that a lot of these kids, and these are all kids that come from affluent homes, that get into these schools, they're bred to go to these schools. Like from day one.
From day one, you know where you're going.
So because your parents are rich and they're connected, right? You go to the best summer camps. You meet people. You go to different programs. You go to different, you know.
Which for the record, automatically eliminates any Cuban from the thing, because we don't send our children to summer camp because they don't sleep away from the house.
Yeah, we don't sleep away. Are you kidding me? Eso no se hace.
Dormir con gente que yo no conozco en el medio de monte por allá. No. Tú duermes aquí. Tú vas, mira, al summer camp, tú vas al patio.
I mean, there's kids who, like, when they were in 10th grade, they interned in the summer for, like, judges and politicians and all that. How do you do that? You're well connected. So these are the kids that when they're in high school and they have a good GPA, they now pretty much have a resume of all the wonderful things that they've done and gone and done to and done. So they were able to do that because their parents had the means of providing that for them, those opportunities for them. Pero again, si tú eres un muerto de hambre, not even a muerto de hambre, just a regular middle class person going to a public school, even if you have the best GPA, you're not getting in, or you have very little chances to get in. So is that fair?
It is not.
I mean, Elle Woods got in to Harvard Law.
What, like it's hard?
But she was in a Ricky Martin video.
I was not. So then, no, I wouldn't get into Harvard Law. So. You know what the problem there is, though? That they have, you know, to get into most of these colleges, you have to take a test. And if you didn't have to take a test, then there would be nothing to show that you couldn't qualify, like with the coronavirus. You know, the reason the coronavirus has these numbers is because we test for it. If we didn't test for it, there wouldn't be any numbers. There'd be no coronavirus.
The coronavirus wouldn't exist.
It wouldn't exist. It would go away. And I don't even know why do we keep doing it if we want it to go away?
I'm surprised that you know, whatever. I was going to say something, but I don't want to be naughty. Let's not make this political.
It's not even political, dude. That's one of those things. It's like, I mean, that's just generally anybody would say that. I'd be like, dude, you're ostriching. You know, just because you stick your head in the sand doesn't mean that the stuff isn't going on around you.
Bueno, you know who's been entertaining me for the last month?
My gut says you're 6-year-old, but I don't think that's where you're going.
The person everybody loves to hate, you probably don't. He's not on your radar. But I'm a big fan of Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Isn't he the one that's in jail and like raped some 12-year-old and now he has coronavirus or something?
Wow, there's so much you don't know. Okay. Did you hear who his latest beef is with?
The warden?
No, Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber.
Oh, okay. Is it because?
And for those of you who are following us now, if you know who Tekashi 6ix9ine is, chime in. He's a very controversial figure. So I've liked. He is. I've liked him for forever. Although I love hip hop, I don't necessarily like his songs that much. His songs are very aggressive, but the kid
maybe they work for you at the gym.
Well, that's true. The kid pretty much made a name of himself because he's a one. I'm sure you've seen him.
I know who he is visually. Yeah.
So basically, he didn't go to jail, but he was charged for having sex with a 13-year-old.
Okay, I wasn't that wrong. That's a 12. It's 13.
Oh, it's 13, right? She's a teenager.
No, I said 12.
So somebody might take that piece that you said and turn it into something else. But anyway, so he got in trouble because he had sex with this girl. It was videotaped, and he put it, you know, as somebody would naturally do, he would put it in a music video, right? Because if you have incriminating video of you, that's clearly what you're going to do.
Even R. Kelly wasn't that dumb.
So basically what brought him in this time around was that he was in a gang. He was in the Bloods. And he got charged with like racketeering, wire fraud, like money laundering, drug trafficking, you name it. And he got actually 45 years in jail.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's really young. He's 24, but when this happened, he was like 22. He was a little kid.
He knew how to racketeer at 22?
He did. And
I'm not really even sure what racketeering is.
So, before we get into legal racketeering.
Okay.
So he pled. He got 45 years, and then sometime later, they came at him with a plea that he pretty much had to be, he had to snitch on,
Got it.
on everybody else.
Is that how
but the people that he was snitching on were not your average Joes. They're gang members.
Oh.
And you know that never ends well.
No. Ask anyone who's ever met Suge Knight. That
never ends well. So because he was then now an informant for the FBI and he snitched on all these people, he got reduced. He went from 45 years to 2 years. So then he got to 2. Yes. Wow. So he gets 2 years, and then because of the coronavirus, they send him home. He's incarcerated at home, and actually, I think that his actual incarceration ends in August. It ends soon, but he's incarcerated at home. So
Is he on probation like Becky or no?
No. He's not on probation. He's in home incarceration.
After it's done, will he be?
Oh my God, yeah, he's going to be on probation for a while.
Okay.
And he's he has a thing on his ankle and all that. So the moment that he came back home, his Instagram blew up, and I was like, yes, because I follow him. Train wreck. He's a train wreck. It's one of those things that you can't take your eyes off of him because it's like that bad. It's so bad that it's good. And now he has beef with like Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber because his song got like 180 million views on YouTube in like a matter of like a couple of days. He did an Instagram live, and it was the highest Instagram live in the history of Instagram. I don't know how many millions of people joined. And now he's crying. He's saying that Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, or their record company, bought the #1 bill because they bought all these records, all these downloads. And he's making a big fuss about it, and now everyone's chiming in, and it's become a whole big drama, but that is actually what makes him popular. So, I like the guy. I hate to say it, but I do. And
but I will say, I mean, I'm probably in the minority, but I couldn't tell you that I've ever heard him like on the radio or what have you.
Played on the radio. No, his stuff will be played on the radio.
So then by default, I mean, stop being a little jailhouse bitch.
Yeah,
your stuff's not going to be on the radio to begin with. So I mean,
the thing about him is that he has a very big following, and his video, he dropped the video I think last week or a few days ago, and within 2 days it had 180 million views.
I'm not taking that away, but even if you account for the overlap, the Venn diagram that is the Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber fan base, they are probably much better known on a global level.
Hitachi 69. Julio, it can't be Hitachi 69. Don't you know? Ya no hacen la Hitachi.
Oh, I'm still sad about that.
They don't make Hitachi rice cookers anymore, what we grew up on. So, yeah, he is a winner. So,
losing.
I wish, because he's actually really talented. Whether you hate him or not, like him or not, he's actually really talented. And what I actually do like about him is that he's actually gone back. I mean, he's from like the streets. He's like from like
he's a blood, for God's sake, yeah.
Yeah, and he's gone back and like given back, and he's met with kids and stuff like that.
He should not be around children based on what.
It's like, dude, first of all, you snitched on who you should never snitch on. I mean, there's levels of snitching, right? And gang members are like pretty much there. It's like gang members and John Gotti. It's like
Lori Loughlin and Massimo, Suge Knight. Like they're very different. Yes.
So, I mean, things are not going to end well for him. They're just not.
I mean,
and it's a shame.
You make your bed and you got to lay in it.
But things are not going to end well for him. So, whatever. So, something I wanted to bring up, and it has to go with what we were talking about earlier, in terms of what places you would go to or not. So, Disney World is going to be in plans of reopening sometime soon.
They're taking reservations for July?
So, are we going to Disney World, people?
The only reason I would go is because I think that now with less people, I could probably finally get on that damn Star Wars ride. Like, that's the only... Like, it took a pandemic in order for me to not have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be able to get on the Star Wars ride.
Yeah. Are we going? Sorry.
Well, Chocolate Swan says no. Very emphatic. Very quick. Very nay-nay. You know what? But that's one of those things where I don't have a problem going out. I don't have a problem. I got a haircut. I got a haircut this week.
Let me tell you something. I think I would go to the Magic Kingdom. I don't know if Stephanie is still on, but she would appreciate this. I think that I would go to the Magic Kingdom just to eat at 2 damn places I've never eaten at, and I've been going to the Magic Kingdom for over 40 years.
The Crystal
Palace and the Be Our Guest restaurant. It's like nobody's getting into that. Forget Rayo's in New York. You have restaurant rails in New York that only have like 10 tables and they're reserved for like 100 years or some shit like that. Forget rails in New York.
Is that a legacy thing? The the Crystal
Fuck
Palace.
the Crystal Palace. I know, Stephanie, but at this point in time, it's like the principle of the matter. I'm going to the damn Crystal Palace and it kills me.
Oh no! Don't say that with the pandemic.
Okay, okay, I take that back. And I know their food isn't good, but now it's like the point of it. It's a Club 33. Yeah, I would love to get into Club 33 too.
What is Club 33?
Club 33? You don't know what Club 33 is?
I don't know Club 33. I don't know Takeshi 69. I don't know things that have numbers, apparently.
Club 33 is like the VIP club of Disney. And
okay.
Yeah, it's like VIP. I believe the Club VIP is in Liberty Square. People chiming in, correct me if I'm wrong. In the Magic Kingdom, I believe it's next to the Liberty Tree Tavern restaurant. I believe it is, but I could be wrong. But it's like a VIP club at the Magic. Well, I think they have it in Disneyland as well. It's very bougie, you know.
Oh.
And if you're part of Club 33, then you get a bunch of other stuff with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, I'm being
interesting.
Okay, I'm wrong. It's not fair. You know, for what a big deal about it is, it better be like at the top spire of Cinderella's castle. Like that better be Club 33.
It better be like Harry Potter style. Like you have to go through a secret passage, like the whole 9.
Forget Lakawacha. We're going to Club 33. Is Lakawacha still open?
It is still open. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. It is still there. I don't know if it's open. I don't know what form it currently has. For those who are not from Miami, Lakawacha is probably one of the first club dance bar things, whatever, that you and I and all of our friends went to, because they didn't really check ID.
But the has evolved, because I remember when we were in high school.
It's not the one we went to. It's not the same.
But I remember when we were in high school, Lakawacha was the shit. When we were in high school in like the first few years of college,
right?
Then it turned into like a live music venue. Then it turned into a club for viejos. Then it turned into a club for balseros. And then it was like a restaurant again. But it's 20-some years, which is like a lifetime for a club.
Well, at one point they had to close, at least temporarily, because apparently they were giving. God bless Miami.
Well, Missy's telling us Lakawacha is still open.
But it has a different name.
I think we should go and find out.
We should go. That's what we're gonna have when we finally have our 100 episode party. We're gonna have it at Lakawacha.
Live from Lakawacha.
But I know that
let me tell you.
They had some type of controversy because at one point there was some, radio station that was there or something giving away concerts, pero no sé qué cosa. And apparently at some point the women just started like stripping, like literally taking off their
clothes. I remember that.
For the tickets. And I'm like, listen, they had better be some VIP. Like it better be like whatever the concert version of Club 33 is for you to take your clothes off ahí en pelota in the middle of Lakawacha.
Was that when it was in the Balsero?
This was like 5 years ago. This was like 5-6 years ago. This wasn't that long ago.
So they're telling us in the early 2000s it was very Venezuelan. Well, yeah, of course. It's evolved. That's what I'm telling you. Like I don't know what they've done, because you know what? You see all these like super nice trendy clubs in South Beach open up and then close.
Level ya no existe. That was like a high-end upscale club. Liquid.
Bar 609. The
but
Chili Pepper.
But you know what lasted forever? Club Deep. Where you could dance on water is the way that they would sell it. It was literally just a plexiglass aquarium with one fish that had to be terrified.
Cafe Iguana. There was iguanas. The one here in Town and Country, and there was one I think in Broward.
There was. It was off of, oh my god, like Davy Boulevard, not Davy Boulevard, but it was.
And then there's Voodoo Lounge. Voodoo Lounge is still open, right? In Broward?
No, I think Voodoo Lounge closed when they redid the whole Las Olas area.
Yeah.
But that is Voodoo Lounge is a special place in our heart.
It is. That's where we saw Melanie C.
Yes, and it was way before.
That is the thing that we found out. I mean, we were younger.
We were in college.
nuts.
It was interesting. That was a very interesting time.
It was. Oh, Amnesia. Oh,
Yes.
that's a good one.
I never went to
now,
Amnesia.
What am I thinking of now that we said Amnesia?
Amándote.
Of course. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, has been Bar History 101 of the Miami Broward scene. If we really want to go back, we could talk about Rick's Bar in the 90s in the Park Plaza Hotel in Hialeah, and the most, actually, no, seriously, the most important club in Miami. Do you know what that is? That defined Miami?
The most important club?
I would say it's a club in Miami that defined Miami.
Cameo?
Casanova.
Oh, Casanova. Okay.
All these freestyle people started at Casanova.
That's true.
Yeah, so that was like a big deal.
True.
I mean,
I would like to go back in time just to go to Casanova, Cameo, and Salvation. Like, just, all the clubs that were around before we were, going out.
they were before our time.
They were before our time.
Because we're 27.
Exactly.
Wait, where were we going with this?
What's that?
Where were we going with this?
I don't even know anymore, but things that are open, Corona, things that you don't want to go to yet. So I definitely think bars and clubs is probably up there.
Probably want to Disney World, Six Flags Atlantis. Oh wait,
that
that's
would require
closed.
a time machine.
Six Flags Atlantis was a shit. That was
I never went. I never went to Six Flags Atlantis. No, because my parents were like, yo no voy a pagar para que tú estés en esa agua sucia donde todo el mundo va y se mea.
Oh yeah, that's called any pool.
Yeah, I know, but there was something about like paying for it.
Okay.
I'm not my parents.
Did they totally miss the fact that it had like 100 water slides?
I don't know. And yet now I'm sure that like if my sister took the boys to, Typhoon Lagoon or whatever, my mom would be like, ay, qué lindo cuando van y disfrutan tanto con todas esas canales. And it's just like, you know what? Shut up, old woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Casanova was a very long time ago. Gone but not forgotten, just like Pan Am.
Yeah. And the Dewey Decimal System. No, the card catalog. The card
catalog. No, the Dewey Decimal System is still... So, yeah, Disney, I don't know about Disney, but again, if I'm able to get into the Be Our Guest restaurant and to the damn Crystal Palace, like, I hate it at this point. Like, I know that the day I go to the Crystal Palace, la comida me va a caer mal.
It's gonna suck. Like, you're gonna...
It's gonna be some stale-ass turkey wrap with, like, wilted lettuce.
Like kind of brown on the edges, just a little bit.
Or that damn restaurant in Tomorrowland that's never open.
In where?
In Tomorrowland, when you go to Tomorrowland, not through the main area, but through the side. Like when you're going on Main Street, USA, towards the castle, you turn a left. I'm sorry, a right. Up by the ice cream store, you go towards Tomorrowland. There's this big, huge, enormous terrace restaurant that's never open. It's never open. And the thing is that the menu is always updated. I think they probably open it just for like summer when probably Disney is at full capacity.
Ese es el restaurante del 33 people ese.
Club 33.
33 and me.
Tomorrowland Terrace. It's never open. I just think it's probably open in the summers when they're probably at full capacity,
But you've been every time of the year and you're saying it's never open.
No, I don't go to. I try not to go in the summer.
But you've been
every time of the year. That was. I'll tell you that in our college, that's one of the things I enjoyed the most. When we would. I remember like it'd be Friday afternoon, and I'd call everybody. Are we doing anything this weekend? No. Plans? Let's go to Disney. And we used to stay at the Motel 6 on Highway 127 next to the Ponderosa for $25.
It was $25 split 6 ways.
Yeah, Medi. You always slept on the floor, so it was good.
Yeah,
Fun times.
All right.
But
For some reason, I'm getting a 1 minute and 50 second, 48 seconds remaining. I don't know what that means. I don't know if Instagram Live. I'm sorry.
how long have we been on?
About an hour, I would imagine.
Okay, well then, everybody, thank you for joining us in episode 111. Yeah.
Sorry, I hit the button. I hit a button. I don't know what happened.
You could only be live for an hour. Well, okay, we'll ask the people on here. Can we like end it and then start it again?
I mean, I would imagine that we could. If everybody's up for it, we can. We're definitely down for it.
Is everybody up for it? We'll come back on.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all right, so we'll do that. We'll come back on and we'll just keep going for.
Okay, so everybody, hold on. Ish, save it. And we'll be right back after a word.
Give us a minute, kids. Yes.